Greetings, everybody. My name is Tommy the Game Master, and welcome to Star Wars Week. With Star Wars The Last Jedi coming around the corner, I decided to do a whole bunch of Star Wars game reviews again. I don't know if I'll get the four that I set out to do to review before the next Star Wars movie comes out, but I will do my best. I have gotten through most of them. As I have played these throughout the years, some of them will be in the old format, so you're going to have to say hi again to those old cartoon cutouts. Anyways, I decided to do a bunch of reviews on games that center around the Clone Wars. It's an interesting time in the Star Wars canon, and if Lucas was good at writing political drama and romantic relationships, it would have been really interesting and entertaining. However, Republic fell from being a justice-serving democracy to an evil tyrannical empire, and why in the throes of political strife and war, a good person can easily lose their way and end up becoming the ultimate evil. Of course, what we got as far as the movie went was boring talk about trade federations and seeing a whiny pipsqueak get his ass thrown into a volcano by the end of it. That said, we got some really great games out of these movies, and most of them are definitely more entertaining than the movies. That said, I'm unfortunately starting on one that I thought would be a lot better than it was, and it did really disappoint me. I have heard so many good things about this, and I did try to play this one about a year or two ago for my last Star Wars week, and I just put it down and decided myself not to do it, and I went ahead and played the Force Unleashed games instead. A lot of people sing this game's praises, but I myself just couldn't get into it. Not even enough to finish it. Let's talk about Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Yeah, like I said, I didn't complete all of it, but I got enough of the story to get a good hypothesis on what a lot of this game is going to be about. Its story is actually really good. In fact, better than I would say the Attack of the Clones. The game follows Jango Fett as he gets hired by Count Dooku to stop a dark Jedi from taking over the Republic before he can. Even though I was only in a couple of stages in, I could see why a lot of people like Jango. He's actually a really cool character. I wish he was shown this cool in the movies. It would have made Attack of the Clones a whole lot better. While the story does make sure to show that Jango is ruthless, he does have a friend and he does show some kindness towards her. Everybody else he could care less about, and it offers up some humor on just how much on the wrong side of deplorable he can be. Again, even after playing through just a little bit, I had some respect for Jango, far more from the idiot that got his head chopped off because he took on a Jedi, or his clone/son who stupidly flew into a Sarlacc pit, and respected him for being a whole lot more of a badass character. In fact, some of Jango's devil-may-care attitude should have been given to the apprentice in The Force Unleashed. It would have made him a lot better character. The gameplay, though, is where this game falls flat. Alright, where do I begin? The controls are a mixed bag and fall unfortunately more towards the awful side. The camera is hard to adjust, and it's the only way to aim most of the time. Once you get a lock on, you usually have the camera stay still to dodge and shoot. That's where the second problem comes in. Once you learn how to lock on, dodging gunfire is for the most part really easy. The enemy's aim is about as good as a stormtrooper's. They never really hit you as long as you're moving in one direction or another. I rarely, if ever, lost a life due to a firefight. Then another problem comes in with the stage design. Now, some of these complaints I know are coming from the vantage point of someone who is now playing the game in 2017, not one who may have tried it in 2002, and that does matter as gameplay changes throughout the years. Who knows, I may have been more forgiving of this game's flaws if I took a look at this game in 2002, especially when it comes to the stage design. A lot of the stages I played were, well, terrible. Who knows, maybe there's some really stellar ones later on, but a lot of the areas that I saw looked, well, bland, even on early PS2 game standards. And yeah, they're big, but mostly empty, and having features that don't stand out is a bad thing. There was many times where I just got lost, going in circles, just flying around, not even sure what I should be doing. and the controls, while not bad at flying, aren't great. Playing through this both times, I was like, just as long as they don't have any overcomplicated platforming areas with moving platforms for me to actually have to figure out how to land on, I'll be okay. Oh, son of a... Look at this. The ships are randomly placed. I don't know where they're going to land, what I can land on. I never really have enough fuel really to get to another platform safely. Oh, and did I mention you can take fall damage and you have a limited number of continues and it's back to the beginning of the area? And yes, on both tries, fall damage from dropping too far with the jetpack and limited continues made me repeat this area so much I said forget it. And then let's talk about actually figuring out what to do. No maps, no navigation. You're literally left wandering some of these areas until you turn on the right hatch or tunnel to go into in order to continue your game. This was barely acceptable back in 2002. In 2017, it's completely unacceptable now. Some of the tunnels you find are tiny. You don't know why they're there until you just stumble on them. Just a little tunnel on the side of a wall in a corner of a room. This is by no means what I consider fun. Finally, let's talk about actual bounty hunting. An idea this game has that if used would have been really cool, but it never fully uses it at all. You see, Django can spot and capture bounties, which is a real pain to do. First you gotta scan them, and then target them. Then in order to get the highest amount of cash for them, you have to tie them up with his rope and get near them and press triangle. Really freaking hard to do in a firefight. And then what do you get out of these bounties? From what I have played, absolutely freaking nothing. There's no shop, no upgrades to get from even doing this, so why bother? It's a great idea to hunt bounties when you enter a room some of the people wandering around might be criminals worth extra, but the game gives you nothing for it. Why can't I go out and capture bounties, increase the flight time of my jetpack, or buy new armor for my legs to let me fall further? It would make bullcrap like this a lot more tolerable. Look, if you like this game, more power to you. It's not a bad game, and I would recommend it above anything that EA craps out. And yes, it has some good ideas. I would love a sequel or remake coming out once EA is done with the license, which hopefully will end in another 5 years or so. I really pray Disney doesn't extend that license and the developers fix some of these problems. Give me better controls, a better jetpack, an idea where I'm going, and let me spend some of that money on those bounties to upgrade myself. Graphically, the game's a bit of a mixed bag. As I said before, the area and the stage design really does look crappy even for a PlayStation 2 game. First area I played through especially. However, the way Jango Fett looks and some of these aliens that you get in a firefight and everything does look really good. And it does offer a steady frame rate. Camera control, though, is crap, and you're always constantly getting hit from bad guys and things that you can't see, unfortunately. So, yeah, graphically, it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. The voice acting is good here, and the music isn't bad. We get typical Star Wars sounds of blasters and everything, and again, the voice acting is great coming right out of the Clone Wars.
I'm looking for someone.
Came to the right place.
A low-life death stick dealer.
Alright, so I don't think this game is very good, despite what other people think. We all have games where everyone else likes, but we don't. This falls into that category for me. That said, there are worse games I will be reviewing this week. Even though I did beat the worst game I will be reviewing this week only because it really panders to players, this one, to its credit, at least doesn't pander. And it has some really great ideas and even good concept. It's a shame it never fully realizes them. I would have loved for a sequel or a remake that's not made by EA to come out of this game because it deserves it. It has enough potential to be a really great game, but it just failed too much, and I just got frustrated just taking a look at this area right here, and I said, no, I'm already tired of you.